Hi, dear students. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Study the following words for your listening, speaking, writing, and listening skills. The first one is a bedeck. Bedeck means to decorate something, somebody with flowers, flags, jewels, etc. Streets were bedecked with colored ribbons. Bedevil. Bedevil means to cause somebody something great trouble continually. To afflict somebody something. An industry bedevil with strikes, misfortune bedevil them throughout their lives. Next is bedlam. Bedlam means a scene of noisy confusion. The children had been left on their own all day, and when I got back, the place was absolute a bedlam. Bedraggle means made wet, dirty, or untidy by rain, mud, etc. Their bedraggled appearance, clothes, hair. The tents look very bedraggled after the storm. Next is befit. Befit means to be right and suitable for somebody something, or to be appropriate for somebody something. You should dress in a way that befits a woman of your position. A speech befitting that befits the great occasion. Begrudge. Begrudge mean to feel unwilling to give something that one has to give. I begrudge every penny I pay in tax. Begrudge also means to feel that somebody does not deserve and should not have something good. Nobody begrudges you your success. Dashing. It is used often in compounds. A violent attack or repeated attacks physically or with words. The union bashing, that is repeated criticism of trade unions. Give somebody, the press gave him a huge bashing. Next word is bashful. Bashful means shy and easily embarrassed. Come on, don't be bashful. Tell me what you want. And bashfully is an adverb. Next word is beckon. A beckon means to make a gesture to somebody with the hand, arm, or head, usually to make them come nearer or to follow. She beckoned me to follow. I could see him beckoning to me to join him. The preposition, if there is or not something except for something, barring accidents, we should arrive on time. Meals are suitable at all times, barring Sunday evenings. Next word is barter. Barter means to exchange goods, property, etc. for other goods without using money. For example, barter wheat for machinery. People used to barter wheat for machinery. Barter also means to trade by exchanging something for something else without using money. The prisoners tried to barter with the guards for their freedom. Bash means it is informally used to strike somebody with something heavily. He bashed him on the head with a club. Bash means to hit or cause something to hit something with great force. I braked too late and bashed into the car in front. He trap and bash his head against the railing. Its third meaning, to criticize somebody, something strongly. She frequently gets bash in the press. Ability, barricade. A barrier, it means a barrier made from the nearest available objects and placed across something as a defense or an obstacle. Examples is the soldiers storm the barricades erected by the rioters. Barricade as a verb mean to defend or block something with a barricade. They had barricaded all the doors and windows. Next word is a barrier. Barrier means a thing that prevents or controls movements from one place to another. For example, the crowd were kept behind barriers. Next, show your ticket at the barrier. Another meaning of the word barrier, a thing that prevents something or makes something impossible. For example, poor health may be a barrier to success. Trade barriers. A banquet means a large formal meal, usually for a special event at which speeches are often made. For example, attend a state banquet in honor of the visiting French president. A banter. Banter means a playful, friendly exchange of remarks. The traditional congratulatory banter between the astronauts and mission control. Next word is barbarian. Barbarian, a person who behaves in a rough or cruel manner and is ignorant of culture and good taste. Example are barbarian tribes, teenagers acting like barbarians. Next word is barbaric. Barbaric means awful like a barbarian, cruel and wild and not as expected of a civilized person. A barbaric soldiers acts of war. The way the seals are killed is barbaric. Bang. Bang means a sudden loud noise. For example, the door swung shut with a bang. Next sentence, the bomb exploded with an enormous bang. Next meaning is a sudden painful blow. He fell and got a nasty bang on the head. Next word is banish. Banish means somebody from something, to send somebody away, especially out of a country as a punishment. For example, he was banished from his native land for life. Next meaning of the word banish is to make somebody go away, or to get rid of somebody. She banished all thoughts of a restful afternoon from her mind. The children were banished from the sitting room and made to play in the garden. Next is banister. Banister means the posts and rail that are fixed at the side of a staircase hold on to the banister rail. Children sliding down the banisters. One is ban. Ban mean of somebody, something, a cause of great trouble or annoyance. The neighbor's children are the bane of my family. The neighbor's children are the bane of my life. The poor train service has been the bane of commuters for years. A baneful. Baneful means evil or causing evil. The baneful effects of inflation are. Next is bang. Bang means to hit something or put something somewhere so as to make a loud to make a loud noise, to hit something or put something somewhere so as to make a loud noise. He was banging on the door with his fist. She banged the door angrily. She banged her fist on the table. I banged the box down on the floor. Bang mean to close something or be closed with a loud noise. Examples are: a door was banging somewhere, opening and closing noisily. Don't bang the door. He banged the lid down. Bet as a verb mean to put food or something that looks like food, animals, etc. Animal and so on. Bet a trap and bet a hook with a worm for catching the fish. Bale mean a large mass of paper, straw, goods, etc. pressed together and tied with rope or wire ready to be moved are sold, etc. For example, bales of hay. The cloth was packed in bales. A baleful mean a threatening evil or a harm. She gave me or he gave me a baleful look, a baleful influence on children, a baleful presence. Next is banal or banal. Use pronunciation banal or banal. Ordinary, not interesting. Banal. These are banal remarks, banal thoughts, banal sentiments. Which mean to put pressure on somebody, to ask or tell somebody repeatedly. For example, stop badgering your father with questions. She badgered me into doing what she wanted. He has been badgering us to buy him a camera. Next is baffle. Baffle means to be too difficult or strange for somebody to understand, solve, or explain. For example, one of the exam questions baffled me completely. Next sentence: police are baffled as to the identity of the killer. A bet mean food or something that looks like food. Put on a hook to catch fish or placed in nets, traps, etc. to attract animals or birds. Examples are: use live worms as bait. The fish nibble at or rose to or took or swallowed the bait. A backlog. Backlog mean an amount of work or a number of matters that should have been dealt with but there have been allowed to accumulate. A backlog of work, unanswered letters. After the postal strike, there was a huge backlog of undelivered mail. Next word is backslapping. Backslapping means loud and enthusiastic praise or congratulation. The team's victory was followed by a great deal of backslapping in the dressing room. A backsliding, a failure to maintain good standards of behavior, etc., or a return to one's former bad ways. The government promised there would be no backsliding from their strong fiscal policies. Babble as a noun means the sound of people talking quickly in a way that is difficult or impossible to understand. For example, I heard the babble of many voices, but I couldn't understand. A babble as a noun means foolish or confused talk. His constant babble irritates me. Backbiting. Backbiting means unkind and unpleasant talk about somebody who is not present. Atmosphere. I was working in an atmosphere of backbiting and bitterness. A backchat means or use back talk. It is informally used, rude or cheeky remarks made in reply to somebody in authority, showing lack of proper respect. I want none of your back chat or back talk. Bearing. A bearing mean a person's way of standing, walking, etc., or a deportment. A man of upright military bearing. Bearing also mean behavior. Her dignified bearing throughout the trial was her dignified bearing throughout the trial was worth seeing. Bearing mean on something, the way in which something is related or relevant to something. What he said had little bearing on the problem. Babble. Babble means to talk quickly and in a way that is difficult or impossible to understand. Stop babbling and tell me slowly. A tourist babbling away in a foreign language. Babble means to talk continuously in a confused way or to talk nonsense. What is he babbling on, or what is he babbling about? Of streams, etc., to make the continuous sound of water flowing. A babbling, a brook. Beaming of the sun, etc., to produce light and warmth. We sat by the pool as the sun beamed down. Next meaning is to give broad and happy smile. The winner was beaming with satisfaction. She beamed at me in approval. Next word is a bear. It's past and past participle, or a bear. Bore, born. A bear means to show something, to carry something so that it can be seen or to display something. The document bore his signature. The insignia bear the royal coat of arms. He was badly wounded in the war and still bears the scars. Its second meaning is to be known. Bear means to be known by something, to have something. A family that bore an ancient and honored name. A married woman usually bears her husband's surname. Its next meaning is with can and could and negative sentences and question. To accept something unpleasant without complaining. To stand something. The pain was almost more than he could bear. She couldn't bear the thought of losing him. Bawl. Bawl means to shout or cry loudly. That baby has been bawling for hours. He bawled at me across the street. The sergeant bawled out a command to his men. Next is beam. Beam as a noun means a strong ray of light or a stream of electric waves or particles. For example, the beam of the torch, searchlight. The car's headlights were on full beam and at full capacity and not directed downwards. A laser beam, a beam of light shone across the road. A beam also means a long piece of wood, metal, concrete, etc., usually supported at both ends that bears the weight of part of a building or other structure or a ceiling, etc. For example, The beam under the ceiling is strong. A beam also means a broad and happy smile. A beam of pleasure could be seen on his face. One is batter. Batter means to hit somebody something hard and repeatedly. She battered at the door with her fist. He kept battering away until I let him in. Batter babies' wives, ones that suffer repeated violence from their parents, husbands. Batter mean damage because of age, regular use, or frequent accident. For example, a battered old hat. Your car looks a bit battered. Next word is balk. Balk means to be at something, to be unwilling to do or become involved in something because it is difficult, dangerous, unpleasant, expensive, etc. The horse balked at the high hedge. His parents balked the cost of the guitar he wanted. Next word is body. Body means dealing with sexual matters in an amusing way. For example, body jokes, body stories. Essential advanced vocabulary is inevitable and a key to success. Keep increasing your vocabulary. The first one is bask or bask use. To sit or lie, enjoying the warmth or light of something. He is basking in the sunshine. Bastion means a person or thing that defends or protects something that is threatened. A bastion of democracy, freedom, socialism. He believes that the last bastions of privilege are finally crumbling. Awake mean, first one is awake. Awake mean to stop or make somebody stop sleeping, to wake. She awoke when the nurse entered the room. I awoke from a deep sleep. Her voice awoke the sleeping child. Its next meaning is to make something become active again. The letter awoke all fears. Awake to something means to become aware of something, to realize something. For example, awake to the dangers, the opportunities, one's surroundings. Awake is an adjective mean awake, not asleep, especially immediately before and after sleeping. They aren't awake yet. He is kept awake by the noise. He was kept awake by the noise from the next door. Are the children still awake? They are wide awake of the danger. As she lies awake at night worrying. Avow. Avow means to declare something openly or to admit it. Avow yourself to be a socialist. He avowed himself to be a socialist. She avowed his belief, faith, conviction. He is an avowed Marxist. The avowed aim, intention of this administration. The avowed aim, intention of this administration is to reduce taxation. Await. Await means of a person to wait for somebody, something. Awaiting instruction, results, a reply. We are awaiting results. A long-awaited change. He eagerly awaited return. Avoid means to keep oneself away from somebody, something, or to try not to do something. Try to avoid driving in the rush hour. I think he's avoiding me. She avoided my eyes. Avoid also means to stop something happening, to prevent something. Try to avoid accidents. I just avoided running over the cat. Avoidable, that can be avoided. This sort of accident is wholly avoidable. Avoidance, the word mean to turn something away. I averted my eyes, my gaze, my glance from the terrible sight. I tried to avert my thoughts from the subject. Avert also means to prevent something, to avoid something. He could avert an accident, a crisis, a disaster by prompt action. He managed to avert suspicion. Next word is avid. Avid means eager and enthusiastic or keen. He is an avid reader, collector of old coins. He is avid for news of her son. She is avid for news of her son. Avidity. Avidity means eagerness, the avidity of the press for royal gossip. Avarice means an extreme desire for wealth or gain. He is motivated by greed and avarice. Avaricious. Avaricious means extremely greedy and avaricious look. I saw in her eyes an avaricious look. Avenge. Avenge means to punish or hurt somebody for a wrong done to somebody, oneself, or to take or get a revenge. For example, she avenged her father's murder. Averse. Averse means to something, liking something, opposed to something. He seems to be averse to hard work. I am not averse to a drop of whiskey after dinner. Atrocity. Atrocity means a very wicked or cruel act. Many atrocities have been committed against innocent people in wartime. Next word is attain. Attain means to succeed in getting something, to achieve something, especially with effort. He has attained a position of power. He has attained one's goals or ambition. He has attained our target of $50,000. Attainable. Attainable means that can be attained, that can be achieved, that can be gotten. These objectives are certainly perfectly attainable. Attainment. Success in reaching or achieving something. The attainment of her ambitions was still a dream. Its next meaning is a thing attained, especially skill or knowledge. Raise the standard of educational attainment. Attainment targets for students, a scholar of the highest attainments. Families rent are torn asunder by the revolution, by the deportation. Next word is asymmetric. Asymmetric means are asymmetrical, not having parts or features that correspond to each other in size, shape, function, etc., are lacking symmetry. Example, most people's faces are asymmetrical. Atrocious. Atrocious means very wicked, cruel, or shocking. Atrocious crimes. He witnessed atrocious crimes, acts of brutality. Atrocious mean very bad or unpleasant, and formally it is used. He speak French with an atrocious accent. Isn't the weather atrocious? Very bad. The first one is astounding. Astounding mean extremely surprising. It was an absolutely astounding performance. Astray. Astray mean it's an adverb away from the correct path or direction. We were led astray by a misleading sign. We were led astray by a misleading sign. Astute or US pronunciation astute. Astute mean clever and quick at seeing how to gain an advantage, or it means shrewd. An astute lawyer, an astute businessman, he is an astute judge of character. It was an astute move to sell the shares just then. Astonishing. Astonishing means very surprising. An astonishing performance. It was an astonishing achievement. I find it absolutely astonishing that none of you liked the play. There were an astonishing number of applicants for the job. Astonishment. Astonishment means very great surprise. Imagine my astonishment when Peter walked in. She was watching the whole incident with astonishment. To my astonishment, it had completely disappeared. He gaped at me in astonishment. Astound. Astound means to surprise or shock somebody very much. His arrogance astounded her. She was astounded at his arrogance. We were astounded to discover that he had left his wife. They were astounded. They were astounded that anyone could survive such a crash. Assure means confident. He spoke in a calm, assured voice. Assure also means certain to happen, guaranteed, and assured income, and assured tenancy. Astir. Astir means in a state of excited movement. The news set the whole town astir. Astir is an adverb. Next is astonish. Astonish means to surprise somebody greatly. The news astonished everyone. It astonishes me that no one has thought of this before. He was genuinely astonished to be offered the job. Astonished is an adjective, very surprised. She looked astonished when she heard the news. Assumption. Assumption means a thing that is thought to be true or certain to happen, but it is not proved. An implicit underlying assumption. What leads you to make that assumption? The theory is based on a series of false or wrong assumptions. We are working on the assumption that the rate of inflation will not increase next year. Next one is assure or assure. Assure means to tell somebody something positively or confidently, especially because they may have doubt about it. We were assured that everything possible was being done. They will be perfectly safe with us, I can assure you. They assure him of their willingness to work hard. Assure means he assured himself of the child's safety. She assured herself that the letter was still in the drawer, meaning that to cause oneself to be sure or feel certain about something. Assure also mean to make something certain, to ensure something. Victory was now assured. Her achievement has assured her a place in the history books. Assume or use assume. Assume mean to accept something as true before there is proof. Why do you always assume the worst? I automatically or naturally assumed, he had told her. It seems reasonable to assume or assume. I think we can safely assume or assume that the present situation is going to continue. Of a person or an organization, etc., to take or begin to have power, authority, etc., the chairman will assume office, his new responsibility next month. Rebel forces have assumed control of the capital. Its other meaning is to begin to have a particular quality or characteristics, expression, etc. Assume a harassed look. The problem is beginning to assume massive proportions. That's association. Association means a group of people joined together for a shared purpose or an organization. Do you belong to any professional association? He is the chairman of the Amateur Athletic Association. Its next meaning is a link or a mixture. A wide assortment of gift to choose from. Next word is assuage. Assuage means to make something less severe, to ease something. Assuage your hunger. He assuage his grief. Assuage your longing. Assuage one's longing. He assuage his longing by achieving his target. The first one is associate. Associate means to link people or things together in one's mind. You wouldn't normally associate these two writers. Their styles are completely different. Whiskey is traditionally associated with Scotland. I always associate him with the fast cars. Its next meaning is to connect people or things because they occur together or because one produces the other. The risk associated with drugs. The new party is not associated with any existing political doctrine. And the cycle of the tides is associated with the moon. Next is to with somebody, to meet or be involved with somebody, especially somebody who is not approved of. I don't like you associating with such people. And its third meaning is oneself with something, to be involved in or declare that one is in agreement with something. I have never associated myself with political extremism. Is assist. Assist means in doing something to help. I really fun to assist families who have lost relatives or property. Next is your health visitor will assist you with the procedure. We are looking for people who would be willing to assist in the group's work. Assist young people to make or in making their way in the world. And next is Assistance. Assistance mean help. Please call if you require assistance. Can I be of any assistance, sir? Noun is a noun. It means a task or a duty that is assigned to somebody, that is given to somebody. A homework assignments. My current assignment as a government economic advisor. I had set myself a tricky assignment. She was sent abroad on an assignment for the Sunday Times. Its next meaning is the act of assigning somebody to something or the fact of being assigned. Her recent assignment to the commission was approved by the committee. Next word is assimilate. Assimilate means to absorb ideas, information, etc. in the mind. Children need to be given time to assimilate what they have been taught. This is not an easy concept for non-believers to assimilate. Its other meaning is assimilate, to become or allow somebody, something to become part of or like another social group. The great American ability to assimilate other cultures. Next, new arrivals find it hard to assimilate and many do not wish to. Assimilate means to make an idea, a person, attitude, etc. fit into something. Such words were not assimilated into mainstream Western art history. Asset means a valuable or useful quality or skill. For example, the president greatest or chief asset is his reputation for honesty. Its other meaning is a valuable or useful person or thing. She is an enormous asset to the team. The country's oil resources have proved a great asset. Assign. Assign means to give something to somebody for their use or as their share of work or responsibility. The two large classrooms have been assigned to us. I was assigned the task of checking all the equipment. The teacher has assigned each of us a part in the school play. A factory manager assigned work and monitor a progress. Its next meaning is to name or fix a time, place, reason, etc. for something. Shall we assign Thursday morning for weekly meetings? It's impossible to assign an exact date to this building. Its third meaning is to transfer property rights, etc. to somebody. The agreement assigns copyright to the publisher. Assess. Assess means to estimate the nature, quality, or value of somebody, something. Example, it is difficult to assess the impact of the president's speech. I would assess your chances as extremely low. Next sentence, assess candidates for their suitability. And the last one, assist him or assist somebody as a future manager. Next meaning of the assess is to decide or fix the amount or extent of something. For example, assess their taxes income or assess somebody's taxes income. Assess the damage. Assess the damage at £3,500. Assent mean agreement, approval. Give your assent to a proposal. A murmur of assent from the crowd. The new bill passed by Parliament has received the royal assent. Assent as a verb means to express agreement, to give permission. I suggested we share the cost of lunch and he eventually assented. I can never assent to such a request. Assert. Assert means to make other people recognize something by behaving firmly and confidently. Assert one's authority, independence, rights. Its other meaning is to behave in a confident manner that gains other people's attention and respect. You are too timid. You must try to assert yourself more. Its second meaning is to state something clearly and forcibly as the truth. As she asserted her innocence, that she was innocent. The effects of nuclear war vary greatly, he asserted. As a verb mean assault, to attack somebody physically and violently, especially when this is a crime. He got 2 years imprisonment for assaulting a police officer. 6 women have been sexually assaulted in the area recently. Assemblage. Assemblage means a collection of things or a gathering of people. An odd assemblage of broken bits of nature were lying on the ground. Assemble. Assemble means to come together or bring people or things together as a group. The whole school assembled in the main hall. Assemble evidence, material, equipment, and then do it. The director had assembled a first-rate cast. He then addressed the assembled company. Its second meaning is to fit together the parts of something. Assemble the parts of a watch. The disc is easy to assemble. All you need is a screwdriver. Aspire means to do something, to have a strong desire or ambition to gain or achieve something. Aspire to knowledge, wealth, fame. The film aspires to be a serious historical study. Aspiring musician must practice many hours a day. Assail. Assail means to attack somebody violently or repeatedly. Assail with fierce blows to the head. He is assailed by worries, doubts, fears. A feeling of panic assailed him. Assault. Assault means a violent attack. Make an assault on the enemy lines. An assault on somebody's religious beliefs. The theory camp was under assault from all sides. A physical attack on somebody, especially when this is a crime. This is the meaning of assault. An alarming increase in cases of indecent assault. An alarming increase in cases of indecent assault. He is charged with assault. Aspirant or aspirant. Aspirant means a person who is ambitious for something. He is aspirant to the presidency or aspirant to the presidency. Askew. Askew means it's an adverb, not in a straight or level position. That picture is askew. He had his head on askew. The line is drawn all askew. Aspect. aspect mean a particular part or feature of something. The worst aspect of the situation. Examine every aspect of the policy. Its second meaning is a way in which something may be considered, a point of view. Look at the problem from every aspect. From the financial safety aspect, it's all right. Next is the appearance of a person or thing, a man of enormous size and terrifying aspect. That's it for now. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.